I'm in the shower.
A wedding is supposed to be the happiest day of someone's life. But what if that very wedding is built on secrets, heartbreak, and hidden feelings? The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 Episode 9 is shaping up to be the most dramatic chapter yet, and the burning question remains, will Belly truly marry Jeremiah, or will Conrad's shadow over her heart change everything? When we look back at how this season has unfolded, it's impossible not to feel the weight of every single choice Belly has made. She has been torn between two brothers, both of whom love her in completely different ways. Jeremiah, steady and patient, ready to give her the future she thinks she wants. Conrad, complicated and guarded, but the one she can never seem to let go of. This love triangle has been at the center of the story from the very beginning, and now, with the wedding only days away, the stakes have never been higher. Episode 8 left us with more questions than answers. The tension was thick, the emotions raw, and the silence between Belly and Conrad spoke louder than words ever could. Conrad is hurting. Jeremiah is holding on with everything he has, and Belly is caught in a storm she created but can no longer control. Viewers everywhere are asking the same thing. Does Belly even know what she wants, or is she simply running away from her true feelings? The idea of Belly marrying Jeremiah sounds simple on paper, but emotionally, it's far from simple. Fans can sense it. Her heart still hesitates when she looks at Conrad. Every moment she spends with Jeremiah is safe, calm, and predictable. But love isn't always safe. Love isn't always predictable. And that's why Conrad lingers in the background like a ghost that won't fade away. Think about what we've seen so far. Every time Belly talks about Conrad, she circles back to his past mistakes, his pride, his silence. Yet under that frustration, there's something else. Pain, yes, but also longing. Why would she still be analyzing Conrad's behavior if she were truly ready to leave him behind? People only obsess over the ones they can't stop caring about. That's the truth Belly refuses to say out loud. And now, with a wedding so close, that silence is dangerous. Because love doesn't just disappear, not like this. Conrad's pride may keep him from chasing Belly, but pride is weak when weighed against real love. If Belly walks down that aisle, if she says yes to Jeremiah, will she be saying yes to a man she truly loves, or will she just be saying yes to escape the heartbreak of what she couldn't have with Conrad? That is the conflict the finale is setting up, and it's the conflict that has fans on the edge of their seats. The wedding itself feels less like a celebration and more like a ticking time bomb. Jeremiah loves Belly, and he's convinced this marriage is the way to prove his devotion. But is he blind to what's really happening? No. Jeremiah sees it. He feels it. The unspoken tension between his brother and the woman he loves is impossible to miss. He knows there's a piece of Belly that will always belong to Conrad, and deep down, Jeremiah must be wondering if he's building a future on fragile ground. And that's where the heartbreak deepens. Because Jeremiah is not the villain here. He's not a bad choice. In fact, that's what makes this story so painfully complicated. If Jeremiah were cruel, selfish, or careless, the decision would be easy. Belly would walk away without hesitation. But Jeremiah is good. He's kind. He's loyal. He's everything Belly should want in a husband. And yet, fans know what Belly herself refuses to admit. Love doesn't always follow logic. That's why the drama is so intense. Because no matter how right Jeremiah might be on paper, Conrad still feels like the missing piece. And Belly can't keep hiding that truth forever. At some point, the wedding will force everything into the open. Secrets can't stay buried when vows are about to be spoken. So as we move into episode 9, every glance, every word, every decision will carry enormous weight. Will Conrad finally confess his true feelings, or will he let Belly slip away forever? Will Belly silence her doubts long enough to marry Jeremiah, or will the pressure of the moment crack her resolve? And will Jeremiah be the one to step back, realizing that marrying Belly under these circumstances might destroy them both? The answers aren't clear, but one thing is, this wedding won't be simple. It won't be calm. It will be explosive. It will be heartbreaking. and it will change the course of every relationship in this story forever. The closer we get to the wedding, the more fragile everything becomes. It's almost as if each character is standing on glass, waiting for it to shatter beneath them. Belly may smile, she may nod, she may tell herself she's making the right choice, but inside, she knows she's carrying a secret she can't bury forever. That secret is Conrad. He is the silence she can't ignore, the memory that won't fade, the name her heart whispers even as she tries to silence it. Fans have noticed how often Belly questions Conrad's past actions. She claims she's angry, she claims she's over it, but if she were truly free of him, would she still care this much? Would she still revisit those moments, replay those words, and analyze every detail? The answer is no. Belly is not over Conrad, and episode 9 might be the breaking point where she finally has to confront that truth. But what makes this moment even more dangerous is Jeremiah's awareness. He's not blind. He has always been the brother who pays attention, the one who notices the small things others miss. And he's seen the way Belly still looks at Conrad, the hesitation in her voice, the tension that lingers when all three of them are in the same room. Jeremiah loves Belly too much to admit it openly, but he knows something is wrong. The real question is, how long can he stay silent? Some fans believe Jeremiah might be the one to pull away at the last second, that he will realize marrying Belly under these circumstances would not only break his heart, but also destroy their future together. If that happens, it will not be because he stopped loving her. It will be because he loved her enough to let her go. Imagine the emotional weight of that choice. Jeremiah, standing there, watching Belly's confusion, and deciding that the only way to protect her and himself is to walk away. It would be devastating, but it would also be the most powerful moment of his character's journey. On the other hand, Conrad remains the unpredictable element. He has tried to hide his feelings, he has tried to step aside, but episode 9 might force him to make a decision he has avoided for too long. Love can only be suppressed for so long before it breaks free, and fans everywhere are wondering if Conrad will finally confess what he has kept locked inside. The possibility of a last-minute declaration, a truth spoken in the final moments, is one of the reasons viewers are counting down the days to this finale. And then there's Belly herself. She's been the most confused character throughout this entire season, caught between the safety of Jeremiah and the passion of Conrad. But confusion cannot last forever. When she stands at the edge of this wedding, when she sees the reality of what it means to bind herself to Jeremiah forever, the truth will demand to be heard. The only question is, will she speak it out loud, or will she bury it until it destroys her from within? Episode 9 holds the potential for heartbreak no matter which path is taken. If Belly marries Jeremiah, Conrad will be shattered. If she chooses Conrad, Jeremiah's world will collapse. And if she hesitates too long, she risks losing them both. That is the tragedy of this love triangle. It cannot end without pain. Someone must be broken for the story to move forward. But perhaps the writers have one last twist waiting for us. Perhaps the finale will not be about choosing Jeremiah or Conrad, but about Belly finally choosing herself. Maybe the true ending is not a wedding or a confession, but a moment of clarity where Belly realizes she is not ready for either brother. Such an ending would shock fans, but it would also bring the kind of raw honesty that this story thrives on. And think about what that would mean for season 4. A fresh start, a clean slate, a chance for each character to grow without the constant shadow of the love triangle hanging over them. Belly could finally find her strength, Conrad could finally let go of his pride, and Jeremiah could finally heal. It would be painful, yes, but it would also be hopeful. Still, no matter what direction the writers take, one thing is certain: this finale will leave us breathless. Whether the wedding ends in vows, in silence, or in heartbreak, the impact will echo far beyond episode 9. Fans will debate it, analyze it, and relive it for months to come. Because at the heart of The Summer I Turned Pretty is not just a story about love, it's a story about choices. And choices always come with consequences. So, as we step into the final chapter of season 3, the question isn't simply, will Belly marry Jeremiah or choose Conrad? The real question is, will she finally stop running from the truth? Because once the wedding begins, once the music plays and the vows are spoken, there will be no turning back. And whatever choice is made in that moment will define not just the season, but the entire future of the story.